So you want to teach your dog how to play Frisbee? Well, stay tuned. So step one in teaching your dog how to play Frisbee is selecting the right Frisbee. There are several different types out there. They come in different materials, different sizes. Some of them are very light, some of them are heavy. But I have a few of them right here in front of me, and I'll just show you these very briefly, and then we'll get into the other steps. So the first one I have here is the Chuck It Paraflight. And these ones are very soft. They're very flexible. They can bend real easily. The rim is very soft and squishy, so it's really easy on your dog's teeth when first starting out. The only real downside to these is they fray very easily, as you can see there. So they're not the most durable one, but that kind of goes along with one of the other steps where you don't want your dog to actually chew on the Frisbee. So they should hold up a little longer if you practice those steps later on in the video. The next one I have here, I have two of them. They come in all sorts of different colors. I have a blue one and a pink one here. These are the Hyper Flight Frisbees. And these ones, they fly pretty well. I find that they fly better if you push up the center right there so the air gets trapped underneath them. If they lay down flat completely, then they tend to just sink really bad. But these ones fly really well. They're very cheap. They're flexible. They're not as flexible as the Chuck It Frisbee, but these ones do a very good job. The next one I have here is the Kong. This is all rubber. They also make a black one that's supposed to be like a maybe more heavy duty, more durable rubber. But this one is very flimsy, very flexible, easy on your dog's teeth. But I find that these throw better when you throw them into the wind, because if you throw them with the wind, they will sink very fast, and that's not good. So you really have to kind of read the wind direction when you use these ones. And lastly, I have the Hyperflight Jaws Frisbee. This is a competition disc. And I also have the Hyperflight Jaws X-Flight. The markings are worn away off of these ones, so you can't see the logo. But these are plastic Frisbees. They're a softer plastic. And these ones fly really well. I find the regular Jaws Frisbee to be better than all of them, but that's just my opinion. The only downside to these ones is after a while, the rim around here will start to get sharp edges, and you actually need to sand it down or file it down so it's nice and smooth again. Otherwise it'll cut up your dog's tongue and mouth, and you don't really want that. Moving on to step two, what you want to do is you want to get your dog interested in the Frisbee. Obviously Pepper is super interested already in the Frisbee, so it'll look a little different with your dog, but you want to make it fun with them. You want them to chase it. Come on, Pepper, get it. Oh, get it. Yeah, good girl. Woo-hoo. Yeah. So you want to make it a really fun experience for them, and you want to get them to just kind of chase it around. You can roll the Frisbee and they'll go get it and do stuff like that. Also, what you can do is you can just kind of toss it a little bit and they'll go after it. You just want to make it really fun, as if you were throwing a tennis ball or something like that. So step three in teaching your dog how to play Frisbee is to teach them to grab it and let go. Good girl. Grab it, let go. Grab it, let go. So you want to make sure that they can let go of the Frisbee or drop it on the ground or something. You don't want them to be chewing on it, because that's just going to damage the Frisbees, because it's not a chew toy. It's just for playing fetch. But anyway, I'll see if I can get her to do it a little better here. Come on. Grab the Frisbee. Let go. Grab it. Let go. Good girl. So Pepper doesn't really want to grab it too much because she already knows. but you have to do that. I highly suggest learning how to teach your dog leave it first, or just in general how to let things go when they're grabbing a hold of them, in order to make this step a little easier. So step 4 is actually optional. You don't have to do this step, but I wanted to teach Pepper how to run around me and chase the Frisbee instead of just throwing it, because sometimes she'll run too far and she doesn't actually see the Frisbee and she just spins around in circles looking, you know, looking for it, looking up into the sky and whatnot. But if you want to teach this step, what you need to do is teach them to go around you, and then you can start to toss the Frisbee very gently so that they will go and chase it. And you can use a clicker or something like that. You can also use treats to begin this. You don't have to use the Frisbee, but I'll just demonstrate kind of what it looks like. Pepper, come here. So teach them to, come on. Teach them to go around you like that. And then you can start to toss it so they go and chase it. Pepper. Good girl. And then after you do that a few times, you can start to name the behavior. Go around. And then you just want to repeat that process several times, and then eventually they'll get the hang of it, and they'll know to run around you when you tell them to go around, or whatever you want to name it. You can name it whatever you want. It really doesn't matter. So step 5 is to put all the different steps together and start to actually play Frisbee. You want to select the Frisbee that you have chosen to purchase, and then you want to make your dog run around you before you throw it if you decided to do that step. And you just need to keep on practicing over and over and over until they can finally catch it, and then they'll start to jump and catch it, and you can add tricks in later and do all that. But Pepper and I, we're going to demonstrate this, and then we're going to play some Frisbee. Okay, Pepper. Okay, come around. Let go. Good. Down. So as you can see there, I made her go around me. I threw it, she retrieved it, brought it back, and then she let go. So that's basically it. It's really simple. It just takes a little bit of practice. I taught Pepper how to do it in probably a couple hours on a day when we had about 12 inches of snow on the ground. And yeah, it's very easy to do. So if you have any questions, leave a comment below, and make sure you like and subscribe. Pepper. Good.